The phone buzzed against the polished mahogany nightstand, the screen's pale blue light cutting through the darkness. I froze, my breath catching in my throat. It was 2:17 a.m., and the name glowing on the screen wasn't my wife's. It was hers, Leia. My hand twitched, tempted to silence the vibration. But the steady rhythm of Sarah's breathing beside me held me still. Each buzz was a hammer against the fragile glass of the life we'd built. I should have turned it off. I should have deleted it. But I didn't. The air in our bedroom felt thick, soaked with the scent of Sarah's lavender lotion. The warmth from her body still lingered under the covers, a ghost of the closeness we'd shared just hours ago. We had made love, slow, deliberate, as if we were trying to mend something broken. She had looked into my eyes afterward, searching for reassurance, perhaps sensing something I couldn't admit. I kissed her forehead, whispering promises I didn't deserve to make. Now, with Leia's name pulsing on my phone, those promises felt like poison. It hadn't begun as an affair. At least, that's what I told myself. Leia was new at the firm, a graphic designer with a laugh that could slice through exhaustion. We bonded over late-night deadlines, caffeine, and shared sarcasm. Meanwhile, Sarah was always at the hospital. Her double shifts left our home hollow, echoing with silence. I told myself I was just lonely. That's how it starts, isn't it? With excuses. The first warning came 3 months ago after a work party. Leia had texted, "You looked good tonight." Too good. I'd laughed it off, blaming the whiskey, but I didn't delete it. I read it again the next morning, standing in the kitchen while Sarah hummed and brewed coffee. My thumb hovered, then betrayed me. I replied, "You weren't so bad yourself." That was the first crack. Days blurred. Leia's hand brushed mine during meetings. Her perfume lingered when she left a room. Her texts became bolder, intimate. I told myself it was harmless flirting. But it wasn't. Sarah was growing more distant, worn down by her shifts, her smile fading. I told myself I deserved to feel alive again. I didn't realize I was trading love for a cheap illusion. When the phone buzzed that night, I knew I'd crossed too many lines to turn back. The preview glowed. "Miss you. Can we talk?" I slipped out of bed, bare feet against cold wood, and went to the bathroom. The mirror reflected a man I didn't recognize, tired eyes, guilt etched deep. I opened the message. "I can't stop thinking about last week. When can I see you again?" My stomach twisted. Last week, the hotel. I had told Sarah I was at a conference. The memory burned. Her lips, her nails, the reckless fire. I typed back, "Not now. Sarah's here." Her reply came instantly, "You always say that. When will you choose?" That single word, choose, split something inside me. I'd been pretending this was temporary, controllable. But Leia wasn't a distraction anymore. She was a decision waiting to be made. The next morning, Sarah moved through the kitchen like a ghost. She poured cereal for our daughter, Emma, her hands trembling slightly. The smell of burnt toast hung in the air. "You okay?" I asked. She nodded. "Just tired," she said softly, eyes never lifting. Emma chattered about school, oblivious to the silence thickening between us. I wanted to confess. I wanted to fall on my knees and tell her everything. But I couldn't. My cowardice strangled me. At work, Leia was waiting. Her desk was cluttered, but her gaze was sharp. "You didn't answer last night," she said. Her voice was low, almost playful, but there was an edge. "I was busy," I lied. She tilted her head. "You're always busy. Except when you're not." I couldn't meet her eyes. Every word felt like a trap I'd built myself. That evening, when I walked into the living room, Sarah was waiting. The TV was on mute, light flickering across her face. "We need to talk," she said, her voice trembling only slightly. My chest tightened. "About what?" I asked, pretending ignorance. She held up my phone. It was unlocked. My pulse stopped cold. "You left it on the counter," she whispered. "Leia's been texting you a lot." Her tone was calm, too calm. That made it worse. I opened my mouth to explain, to invent something, anything, but then she said, "Don't." I read them, Tom. All of them. The air seemed to collapse around me. She didn't yell. She didn't cry. She just looked at me. And that silence was more devastating than any scream. "How long?" she asked. I swallowed. 3 months. Her face fell, the pain raw, and I hated myself more than I thought possible. After that night, everything unraveled. Sarah moved into Emma's room. The apartment was quiet again, but now it felt haunted. I tried to apologize to reach her, but my words were hollow echoes. Leah kept messaging, confessions, promises, desperate pleas. I love you, Tom. We could be happy. I stopped replying. One night, I found Sarah standing in the kitchen, staring at our wedding photo. Her fingers brushed the glass gently. I loved you most, she said softly. More than anyone ever will. Her voice broke on the past tense. Then she looked at me with a calmness that chilled me to the bone. I'm taking Emma. We're leaving. I tried to stop her, but her mind was made up. You broke us, Tom, she said. You don't get to keep us. When the door closed, the silence that followed was final. Days turned to weeks. Leah stopped texting. The apartment stayed empty. A shell of what used to be a life. I'd traded something real for something fleeting. I'd wanted excitement, and all I'd found was ruin.